Electrostatics 9. Electric field strength will be continued. We've defined electric field strength, and we also have written the formula for the electric field strength of a point charge in the previous class. Now, we'll try to understand the direction of electric field strength and then go for principle of superposition of electric fields. All right. Now, look at this. You remember the definition was this: E equals F by Q naught. Here, Q naught is a test charge. Q naught is the test charge. But remember, this is a vector equation, right? What do I mean by that? Vector E equals, vector E means what? It involves both magnitude and direction. This is a vector quantity. Remember, this charge is scalar. So, but remember, Q naught is a positive charge. By definition, E is the force on a unit positive charge. By definition, electric field strength is the force on a unit positive charge. On a unit positive charge, right? But that's a scalar quantity. So when you say this, what it means is, in both magnitude and direction terms, E is force by Q naught. This is the magnitude, and the direction of E will be the direction of force on a positive charge. This is the key word I would like you to understand it. What it means, I'll tell you. I've got a plus 100 microcoulombs charge here. This one, at a distance some 10 centimeters from it. The direction of electric field for this will be like this. But if I have a minus 100 microcoulombs like this, at a distance 10 centimeters from it, the direction of electric field is towards it. What it means is, supposing I had placed a plus 1 coulomb charge here, what would be the direction of force on plus 1 because of this? That will be a repulsive force. So E is that way. In a similar way, supposing I had placed a plus 1 coulomb charge here, what is the direction of force on plus 1 because of minus 100? That's attractive. So you can, summary will be this. For a positive point charge, E is away from it. And for a negative point charge, E is towards it. So this is about the direction of E I talked right now. I'll ask a question. Can I continue? Can I go for the next slide? But or before I
Wait, sir. 1 second.
Yeah, I'll wait. Yeah, these are ideas. These are the concepts, as you people were telling. So you need to really catch the meaning of it thoroughly. There's a lot of confusion around this.
So finished, sir.
Finished. But have you got any question? Okay, I'll ask you to really test your understanding. But remember, the words are spoken with care and the finer points have been put there. Were you listening to me carefully? Then I'll ask you a question. I've got plus 20 microcoulombs here at a distance of 1 meter. What is mod E and what is direction of E? Tell me, children. Sai Bharat, what is mod E here? A question for you people. At this point, mod E equals, you're not telling anything. 9 into 10 to the power 9 Q 20 into 10 to the power minus 6. I don't need to write plus here. I should not actually once I write mod E by R square.
18 into 10 power 5, sir.
That is.
So 18 into 10 to the power 4.
This is 180. This is 15. Go on. Yeah, 10 to the power 4 Newton per coulomb. Which way, Rishita?
So
Away
towards
from-
the positive direction.
Away from it, sir.
Away from it. Away from it. Yeah.
Okay, this is E. All right. Now, at this point, at which point? This point O. At this point O, suppose we placed a minus 5 microcoulombs point charge. What is the direction and magnitude of the force acting on it? Magnitude of force acting on it. Come on.
So 0.9 Newton per coulomb.
So what are you doing for that, children? Force will be now. Bharat, tell me. Whatever you did, you tell me instead of giving me the answer.
So I did 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q1 Q2 by R square.
Actually, that's going back. I'll tell you. This is mod E into the Q. You put what is that Q? 5. So mod E is how much? 18 into 10 to the power 4 into 5 into 10 to the power minus 6. This is how much? 9 into 10 to the power minus 1. Yes.
So 0.9.
Don't worry about the answer. Answer will follow. I want you to do like this. Mod E into Q. Then you are catching what you are saying as a concept. Now, the direction of force will be which way? Opposite
towards
direction.
it. Towards it.
Towards it. I don't want you to go back to that attractive force, all that now. I want you to understand this force as electric field strength into the test charge, and direction of force on a minus charge will be opposite to the direction of field. This is what I want you to catch. The modeling is this. You should now learn something new. If E is this way, if I place a positive charge here, it will experience force that way. If I place a negative charge here, it will experience force this way. Here, the source charge is shown. Even if it is not shown, you should be able to tell that. What do you mean by that? Are you listening to me? Like, for example, I did not give anything of this test charge business here. Okay, finish up this. I'll go to the next page and do that. Show it. Rishita, Anshuman, others.
Sir, can you explain this point again? Sir, here you drawn some diagram, no, sir?
Which one? This one?
Yes, sir.
This is E. Direction of E is like this for a positive charge. So at this point, if I place a minus Q, force will be this way, opposite to the direction of E. If I place a plus charge here, force on that will be this way, in the direction of E only. And the force will be simply mod E into the test charge. Force will be this mod E into this test charge. That's what I told.
Okay, sir.
But I want you to have really understood the modeling. I don't know whether you understood modeling or not, but I'll just come back to that in the next page. Don't take them as some blind rules, children. There's always a meaning behind a rule. Rules, if you follow, that's good. There are two levels of understanding. One is rule-based. That means you don't know the deeper meaning, but you know rules and then apply them effectively. That's also good for exams. But you know the meaning of the rules and apply them, that's the best thing. Do you know? So here, if you finished it, I'll go back to the same idea again and talk in more details. Bharat, I never wanted to do from 1/4 based on Q1, Q2 basket. It will come this way only. Why? The way we wrote E was like this only. 1/4 based on Zeno, Q1 by R square into Q2 means there's a field strength into Q2. So the new thing you learned is this field strength. Don't ignore it.
Okay, sir.
All right. I'll just go to the next page, children. When you finish, tell me immediately. Learning should happen. What is learning, Sai Bharat? Tell me, Rishita. What do you understand by learning? What do you mean by learning? How do you define learning? I'll tell you.
Understanding a concept, sir.
But that's a general statement people make, no? I'll tell you what is learning means. Say it is now 9th day, I think we are into, right? So after say 5 more days or 6 more days, it will be 15. So after 15 classes, if Rishita has changed, then she learned it. A simple test for learning is that. If you changed from your previous ways of doing things now, you can say that you learned something. This statement, which I mentioned, is valid even in your other walks of life. Learning will be shown in the form of a change in you, change in the way you do things, a change in the way you think. Then you can say that you learned something. Okay, let me see. I'll go back and talk. Please try to answer my questions. They may go wrong. I have E like this. I want Sai Bharat for you to give due respect to this new concept called E. This is E. And I did not show the person who is causing this E. Which person will cause a charge? The charge I'm not showing. I'm not showing the source charge, but I'll say that, for example, I left a plus Q here at rest. What will happen to this plus Q? The first question.
It will repel.
What do you mean by that, child?
It will go away from the source charge.
Where is the source? I don't know.
So, but
Forget
their
about.
field is there, no, sir?
So that field could be when you need not have to think that there's a point charge this side. This field could be formed in many ways. What you'll say is this one plus Q will accelerate and starts moving in the direction of E. In spite of my telling, you're only looking for repulsion attraction. That's what I don't like now. From repulsion attraction, that is school level talk. Now, once we define E, embrace that E, grab that E. So in terms of E, if you're talking, you're actually learning. Now, second question. You may ask why. Why? Why? Tell me. Because E is defined as direction of E, actually. Direction of E is defined as direction of E is defined as the direction of force on positive charge. The direction of force on a positive charge. The notes are there going to be with you. I want you to think and ask me again. Now the same E I'll put here. Now I'll leave a minus Q charge here at rest. Second example, minus Q at rest. So what will happen to minus Q?
It will move away from E.
Yes, what will happen to minus Q? So it will accelerate, starts moving this way. Do you follow this? Why? Since E is defined as a force on a unit positive charge, if I place a negative charge there, it applies force in the opposite direction. So I need not look for sources now. My E is enough for me. This is what you mean by modeling. Who is causing this, whether plus is this side, minus is this side, is not at all my concern right now. I defined E already. I told why a positive charge applies a repulsive force on a positive charge. All for that I told you there's a field around it. I don't know whether you understood. What I was trying to tell you was, you need not have to say that this was, if I E is this way, positive charge should have been this way, so therefore repulsion. No need. No need, because all the time that's not possible to look for the charges. I'll tell you something. Listen to me. Say in this room, it's raining and somehow some charges are formed on the wall. I don't even know whether charges are formed on the wall because I cannot see them with a naked eye. But into this room, I'll bring one metal object like this, for example, which is charged. Even that I don't know what charge it has got. I'll place it here. It starts moving this way, for example. Then I'll say that E is from here to there. Of course, this is, if I should know that is a positively charged thing. If E was this way, it will accelerate that way. So without knowing where the source is, I can guess which way the particles move if I know the direction of E, for example. Okay. Now, third question. Remember, I'm talking intermediate thing only. Don't ever get into a wrong feeling that I'm doing something very big. That will scare you, basically. This is E. See, when I'm showing this E, children, I'm not showing who is forming this E. I don't require to. Now, I will project 1 plus Q like this with some initial velocity. What will happen to it? I'll provide some initial velocity for this. So what will happen to this plus Q? What will happen to plus Q? Tell me now. You can think this E is all over the place, huh? Not only here, but all over the place like that. E is all over the place. Come on.
Sir, it will decelerate and move towards E.
Decelerate and move towards E. Why? How decelerate means it will move only
The
that way.
velocity will decrease.
Velocity will decrease. It still moves that way only, right? Isn't it so? Unless E is not acting, of
Oh,
course.
then velocity will increase.
Velocity will decrease. This has got a motion this way, force is this way, children. On a positive charge, force will be in the direction of E. Okay. So this will velocity goes on decreasing until it becomes 0. Then it will accelerate in the direction of E. Okay. When you throw this thing up, is it not? Isn't the velocity of this becoming 0 and then coming back? Huh? So this is like a gravity thing. I throw a stone this way. So force will act this way. Velocity becomes 0 here. Then it comes back in the direction of E. Do you follow that?
Yes,
Come
sir.
on. Fourth one. I've got E like this. Bharat, I told you already, you can say that you learned something only if you use new things. You don't need to come to me for doing the same silly stuff, right? Now I want to tell in terms of the definition of E here. I've got a minus Q charge like this, which is given a velocity like this. So what will happen to this? E is there all over, you think. Here I left the charge with initial velocity like this. So what is going to happen to that?
Sir, as the force is in the opposite direction,
Yeah, once again, E will apply on a minus Q force in the
opposite
direction. So this will go on moving like that, but velocity somewhere becomes 0. Then it will start accelerating in the opposite direction, like we discussed here. Now tell me. Force is all right. Force is 1 by 4 pi epsilon q1 q2 by r square is one force we talked, but force somehow is comfortable to our brains. Why? Every day we keep hearing this, no? Your parents force you to study for IIT JEE. Your parents force you to study every day. I mean, every hour in the day. Or you force your friend to do something. That force idea is cool for us. But electric field strength idea is not cool. It is, provided you come into that mood. So write it and tell me. Any question, Anshuman? And Anshuman, Sai Bharat, who is the other fellow?
So then how to frame the definition in terms of E for the fourth one, sir?
How to?
Frame the definition for the fourth one.
Fourth one, how to apply the definition? We already applied, no? E is this way. So E is a force on positive charge, right, by definition. So since I put a negative charge, force will be acting in the opposite direction. So force is acting in the opposite direction. The velocity goes on decreasing. Charge will be moving this way only, try to understand. Until the velocity becomes 0, it goes moving there. But force once again is acting opposite it, no? So it will accelerate in this direction. Same as what we talked about in the third case?
Sir, sir, once can you repeat that velocity equal to 0? That third one I didn't follow. Sir.
What do you mean by repetition, Anshuman?
Sir,
You are trying.
I didn't get it, sir.
Oh, you asked me what is that? I said this cell is there. You can see this, no? The battery. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Or yeah, you see this, right? If I
Yes,
throw
sir.
it up, what is happening to it? Under gravity, if I throw it up, what is happening to it? The velocity is upwards, motion is upwards, but the acceleration is downwards because of gravity. So it goes up, velocity becomes
It
zero,
will
it
come
falls.
down, sir. It falls.
Same thing. It is not in the gravity. It is in the electric field here. That's gravitational field. This electric field is like a stone thrown this way, but force is in the opposite direction. Plus Q in the same direction, minus Q in the opposite direction. So when a body is given a velocity like this and force is in the opposite direction, it won't turn back, children. It will slow down to rest. Then if I continue to apply this force, it will accelerate this way. Array, you boys should be more what you call be clear about this for one reason. Do you like machinery, Anshuman?
Yes.
Do
Yes,
you
sir.
like driving a car? Did you anytime?
No, sir.
No. All right. Supposing you applied brakes to a car, what will happen? The car will go back or move front and stop. So apply slow brakes.
It will move front and stop, sir.
That's exactly what's happening here. If you said if the force is this way, the body moves that way, in spite of having a velocity in the forward direction, you are saying that whenever I apply brakes, car should go back. You're not catching my point. You're not even laughing.
Sir, got it, sir.
You got it?
Yes,
Right.
sir.
All right. What did you get it, Anshuman?
Sir, if we apply force, sir,
Opposite to the velocity,
yeah, opposite to the velocity,
the body doesn't turn back. The velocity becomes zero first and then the body turns back.
yes,
That is mechanics, the old physics we learned in first year. But the extra thing we brought here is there's a field called electric field. It applies force on a positive charge in its own direction. It applies force on a negative charge in a direction opposite to itself. This is the story.
okay, sir.
Rishita?
Yes, sir.
You're in Hyderabad or somewhere?
Sir, I'm in Hyderabad.
Which place, Amma?
Sir, I'm near Balapur.
Balapur, this side, okay. So is it raining there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Can I continue then?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'll ask a question to you people. This will tell me whether you really followed it. I've got a plus Q charge here, children. At a distance R from it, we say KQ by R square is the field strength and direction is away from it. What direction is this? E. Why? Because E is defined as a force on a unit positive charge. That means if I place a positive charge here, the force would be that way. Therefore, E is that way, right? If I place a -1 charge here, what will be the direction of E? Rishita?
Sir, it will still be away from the positive charge. It will be the same,
Very
but the
good.
force applied on the -1 charge will be opposite to it.
Now I can believe that she followed it. How about others? Look, we see there are two charges. The problem with the electricity is that there are two charges, plus and minus, right? So to define the direction of electric field strength, either I should take +1 or -1. By whatever reason people took the force to be, the force per 1 coulomb is the direction of magnitude of E, and the direction is also the direction of force on +1. So that's done. She understood it. How about others?
Sir, understood, sir.
Really?
Really, sir.
Okay. So 2 things we don't, not much actually. I'll repeat. My summary until now is only this. Summary is E bar equals F bar by Q naught. And second is E bar equals KQ by R square R cap. Of course, if I write E bar here, I should put this Y. Look, this also I forgot to tell you. If this is Q, at a distance R, if I want to calculate E, let me represent this R as a position vector R this way. Now, in that case, you write the E with a sign, like I told you for forces, K into plus Q into R cap by R square. So, direction of E will be in the direction of R cap. This R bar equals mod R into R cap. R cap is away. So, E direction and R cap direction is one and same. But if I have a minus charge here, R should be still away from it. Try to understand. R is always away from the origin. So I'll write E bar equals, if you want, K into minus Q by R square into R cap. So E is in the direction of minus E. This is putting the whole thing in a mathematical way. Be honest and tell me whether you followed it. This is minus K Q by R square R cap. So minus R cap means what? Force is this way. Or minus Q. Plus R cube is this way. Come on. Children, I'm looking for your feedback.
Sir, understood, sir.
Understood, sir.
Really?
Really, sir.
Because your problem solving depends upon this, believe me.
Sir? So we can do it in vector or the normal method with finding the magnitude after that saying the means
It all depends on the question, dear. For a good visualization, you'll go with the geometrical way. Geometrical way means I'll put plus Q and put E's direction like this, and then write the magnitude. E equals KQ by R square. If I show the vector like this, I can write the direction separately from the magnitude. But if I don't want to show anything, I'll simply say E at this point is what? K into plus Q by R square R cap. That's all. So this will tell me that it is along R. I need not show the direction of E like this. I can just simply draw a line. I can simply say that at a point here, E is so much. That's all. I'm not showing the vector here. This is algebra form. This is geometrical form. In a geometrical form, I can show the vector arrow, but show the magnitude separately. So this is magnitude, this is magnitude, this is direction. Here, magnitude and direction are together in this expression. Tell me, do you follow?
Understood, sir.
Yes. Then the third idea under electric field strength I'll introduce. Can I? But before that, I'll ask you one more application here. That will satisfy me that you followed it. Look, children, in a particular region, of space, we have an electric field we have an electric field as shown below. What is that? I'll show you. E is there like this, in this limited to this region. They're all parallel lines I showed. And remember, everywhere this E was same. E vectors are all same length and same magnitude. Into this field, someone projected one electron with some velocity v. What will be the path of the electron? What will be the path of the electron?
It will move away from electric field.
What do you mean by that?
It will start moving up, sir.
Sir,
It will start moving upwards.
Are you giving it by memory or applying what I told?
Applying what you told, sir. It will move
Really,
upwards.
I can believe you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then that's not a bad thing. See, I did not show any plus minus here. Do you know? Huh? Electron enters this way. It enters this with velocity. But what will be the direction of force on the electron? This is the direction of E. So what is the direction of force on the electron?
Opposite to E.
Opposite
That
to
means
E.
that is upwards. Why don't you say upwards? Huh? The force is upwards like this. So because of this, it will turn, right? So finally, what happens, it enters this way, but goes like that. Why? Every time the force is acting up, this velocity doesn't change because there's no force in this direction. This velocity will remain v0, but the electron keeps getting a velocity that way every time. This velocity remains same. By the time it comes out, this will be remaining as v0, and there will be another extra velocity like this. It follows what you call a parabolic path. This you understood by looking at the direction of force on the electron, isn't it so? E will apply on the electron a force which is opposite to itself. This direction of E is this way. Force every time keeps acting that way. It is something like this. If I stand at a height h and throw a body here, it goes like this. This velocity remains same, but it keeps getting a velocity downwards like this. So the stone falls in a parabolic path at some distance, or like that. It is similar to that. There's another example to understand how you model the space filled with charges with a vector called E. I keep telling my students all the time, when I'm sitting in this room and teaching you, as a physics person, I'll think of few arrows in this room. What kind of arrows do you know? I'll think that these arrows are, some of the arrows are pressing me, I'll think. How many arrows? I'll tell you. There may be some excess charge on the walls. So there'll be electric field vectors, right? And this light is coming. Even in a light, there is electric field and magnetic field are there. So those fields there, two fields, electric field vector, magnetic field vector, because the light coming to me. And also the electric field vectors of the excess charge in the walls. And see, current is flowing in the wires. There's magnetic field vectors around the wires. So even those magnetic fields are there affecting me, right? And gravitation field is there anyway. So many arrows I look here when I close my eyes. Do you follow? So now we have modeled the space around charges in terms of what? Arrows. That's what I want you to remember for today. Okay, then I will continue. Are you listening or not? Are you thinking this sir is talking so much? Huh? Rishita?
Yes,
only
sir.
only in the class I speak so much. Otherwise, I'll just be very quiet. Okay,
I
let me
don't
see.
mind, sir.
Right. Now I'll go for the next slide. Look, the next idea is the principle of superposition of fields. The principle of superposition of electric fields. EFS means electric fields, right, in full. If I just show it in the equation form, it is like this. E resultant, I'll write. E is enough actually, but I'll still write E resultant is equal to E1 bar plus E2 bar plus E3 bar plus dash 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 dash, like that. This is our principle of superposition in the mathematical form. What does it mean? Look, in this region of space, in this region of space, I have many charges, many point charges. For example, plus Q1, plus Q2, minus Q3, minus Q4, plus Q5, and whatnot, whatever you want it. So each charge has its own field, right? What do you say? Each charge has its own field. So the space is now affected by the fields of all the charges, right? And at a point, now, in other words, I can say this region is having a resultant electric field of all the charges. We can say this space has a resultant field. Right? So at a point, if I want to calculate one field, E resultant, I'll calculate E of each of these charges. Say Q1's E, I'll say it is E1. It will be away like this, isn't it? This E1 is there when all the other charges are not there, actually speaking. But even now, I'll think that this E1 will be still there as if the others were not there, for my understanding and adding later. And where is Q2 here? This Q2 has which way the field? Away from it. Okay, this way only, doesn't matter. It should be radially away. This is my E2. And where is my E3, children? Towards this. Isn't it? For minus charge, E is towards it. Okay, this is my E4. This is my E5. All these things added will give you the net field here. That's what I mean by the principle of superposition of fields. But Rishita, tell me, why do I want to find out the field here? There's no charge there, no? Devarchit, I want to find out the fields in here so that once I know that value, if I bring a test charge from somewhere and place it here, what force this would experience, I would like to find out. That's why I'll find out E there. Okay? Come on.
Okay, sir.
So if you want to know how to apply this, I'll show that immediately. But remember, this is what is there on the screen is the concept. Concept means the mathematics with the meaning behind it is the concept, not just the equations. Can I go to the next slide, children? After writing, tell me. Anshuman, Devarchit. Huh?
This change to next slide.
Okay, I can go. Look at this. What it means, I'll tell you. But this will test your understanding now. Huh? This is plus 100 microcoulombs. This is minus 100 microcoulombs. This is plus 50 microcoulombs. This side is 2 meters. This side is 2 meters. This side is 2 meters. My question is this. Find the electric field, or I'll simply write E bar. Find E bar at 50 microcoulombs, or at the site of, at the point of 50 microcoulombs. So how do you do that? Who will tell me now? You're saying that you're following. Look, field at this point is because of this and this only, not because of the plus 50. Why? Because KQ by R square, when you write for this plus 50, R is what? So the plus 50 is of no consequence when I want the field at this point. I don't know whether you understood it. Huh? This field of this will be, these two will be there whether you have a plus 50 or not. Even if plus 50 is there, don't bother, because the field of that won't be there below its bottom. Electric field will be there around the charge, not below the bottom of the point charge. That will be undefined. So plus 100 field will be which way? This way. E1. How much is that magnitude, children? K Q by R square. And because of minus 100, it will be this way. How much is this? K Q by R square magnitude wise. What is the angle between them? 120. So where is the net field? Exactly from the middle. And how much is that? Once again, KQ by R square. I told you already, if two vectors of equal magnitude but making an angle, mod A here, if I write this angle is 120, the resultant is also equal to A. We told already. Huh? So what is that now? The E will be K 9 into 10 to the power 9, Q 100 into 10 to the power minus 6 by R square by 4. So that will be how much? 100 by 4, 25, 25 into 9, how much? 175, huh? Okay, 175 into 10 power 3 Newton per coulomb, this way. So this is the meaning of principle of superposition. Now tell me. Remember,
plus 50 microcoulomb also has an electric field, no sir?
Around it has got, not below the bottom of it. Like my point is, when you are finding the field here, that will be because of these two, not because of 50. Of course, if I know this one, I know the force on plus 50 if I wanted. Multiply this field strength with 50, you'll get the force in this direction. Remember, to define a field strength at a point, you don't require to have a charge there. Even if you have a charge there, that the field of that is not defined. At a point here, the field is because of the surrounding charges, not the charge at the point. So the space is given a unique identity there, that if there are charges in this room which are stuck on the walls, in the room here in the space, I've got electric field. That will be there whether I bring charges from outside and place it here or not. But if I bring the charges and place them here, the electric field applies force on them. So I want you to understand that complete picture of electric field in the space.
Hello, sir. Sir, means the electric field around plus 50 microcoulomb is created by 100 microcoulomb and minus 100 microcoulomb.
Plus 50's field will be different from plus 100's. Plus 50's field will be there. That will be affecting minus 100 and plus 100. Try to understand. So when I want to find the field of plus 50, I'll calculate. You'll think the fields are existing independently. But at the, I told you, even here, it is a contribution from this, you can say. But the issue is, field of this is not defined at this point. So it will be finally because of these two. 50's field will be there around it. Right? Say, for example, if I want to calculate the field here, the field will be because of this, and because of this. Because of this means this one. If I want to calculate the field here, it will be because of this, because of that. So the whole region is filled with 3 fields. Try to understand. I'll tell you what it means. I'll go to the same question but change it slightly. Now, you people are having some kind of a reference frame in your minds for learning. I don't know really. Minus 100 microcoulombs. This is how much we said? Plus 50 microcoulombs. The distance is 2. I'll make it 3 children easily, just for the sake of it. Now at this point, I want to find out the field strength. To find a field strength, don't say there should be a charge there. That's meaningless. The field of these 3 is affecting the point here. So that there I want to find out the field. So tell me now. Field of this will be away from here. Field of this will be away from here. And field of this will be away like this. Do you follow? So I've got field of this, field of this, field of this way. But these 2 fields are how much, children? K into 100 into 10 to the power minus 6 by r square. If this is 3, what is this distance? 3 by root 3. So that will be root 3. A by root 3. I told you already. So root 3 whole square is 3. This one is how much? K into 100 into 10 to the power minus 6 by 3 again. This is how much? K into 50 into 10 to the power minus 6 by this distance is also root 3. So root 3 square. So sum of these 2 will be in this direction and equal to that. This way. It will be same value because angle is 120. So K into 100 into 10 to the power minus 6 by 3. So this is up and this is down. So they are in opposite direction. So the net field is upwards with the value of K into 100 into 10 to the power minus 6 by 3 minus K into 50 into 10 to the power minus 6 by 3, which is K into 100 into 10 to the power minus 6 by 3, which is 9 into 10 to the power 9 into 100 into 10 to the power minus 6 by 3. So what will I get now? 3 into 11 minus 6, 5 Newton per coulomb upwards. So at this point, this field's contribution is there. Come on.
So for minus 100, isn't it towards it, sir?
Sorry. This is plus only put now for the sake of it. All right.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, that's a mistake. Plus that is. You could have warned me that side that time only. Right. Make it plus. So tell me now. Bharat, you asked me a question. Now tell me. You're also in Hyderabad or somewhere? Bharat.
Sir, Hyderabad only, sir.
Which place? Which area?
Sitapal only.
Sitapal. Okay. But tell me this question, children. Another problem this is. Devarchit, you are silent. Devarchit Parashara. Are you there? Hello. Devarchit Parashara, is he there? Hare, the fellow left. Why? Huh? Devarchit Parashara is missing. I don't know why. Right. Anshuman,
Sir,
Sir,
do you follow this?
yes.
Really?
hello, sir.
Yes. Bharat, tell me.
Sir, did you subtracted those both force opposite to that, sir? K
Yeah,
into 100 into 10.
naturally, this is up, this is down, no? So the net force will be mod A minus mod B. Huh? What? That is the ideas. They are not blind
Sir, I
rules, no?
understood, sir, that we need to subtract, but the calculation I'm not able to understand, sir. After subtracting, it is still K into 100 into 10 power minus 6 by 3.
Arre, make it 50. That's by actually I don't do so much calculation. They were just trying to make you understand this. All right, do the proper calculation. Okay, huh? That you should stop me there itself, no? I was saying 50, but I wrote 100 in that flow. Huh? What? Sai Bharat.
So,
Actually, for you people, I'm going on doing calculation. My job should be set up the question, to set up the solution, and you will simplify it, because I was not sure whether people are applying a law of Parallel vectors, all that. So I was just showing even the first year topics to you here without saying so. Huh? Do the calculation, right? It will be coming like this, right? So that will be how much? 9 into 10 to the power 9 into 50 into 10 to the power minus 6 by 3. Right? So what will be this? 45 into 10 to the power minus, tell me, 4. Yeah. Newton per Coulomb. So what happened to you, Devachit? Where did you go?
Sir, there was an internet issue, sir.
Internet issue. Okay. So actually now you are ready to do even more problems from HC Verma, children. But I have to do a little more of E. It's not over it. EE, electric field strength, is the big one, very big one. The whole lesson is about that. But okay, we came to a minimum level of thing. That is definition of E basically, then definition of E for a point charge, and then principle of superposition. So 3 tools are given to you to solve problems. All right, children, have you followed? Rishita,
Yes, sir.
this question, did you follow?
yes, sir.
Okay, then tomorrow is Vinayak Chavithi holiday. Sunday is a regular holiday anyway. All right, we'll meet again on Monday. All right, children. So meanwhile,
Thank you, sir.
that lesson, HC Verma thing, you continue to do. I, after coming a little more in the lesson, I'll go back to solving the problems there also. Okay. But you be ready when I say tomorrow we are doing HC Verma on a particular day. You should have done many problems by that time itself. Not that day you'll start doing. Okay.
Sir, I didn't got a question in Hexivama, sir.
Now you want to tell? Come on, tell. I'll clear it. Tell me, I'll open the book here. Tell me, Sai Bharat.
So 12th one, sir.
Just a minute. Let's see your mark. Oh, first part I'm seeing by second part.
So do you want me to share the question?
Yeah, read it. No, I should have, but where is that? Not showing any. Tell me the question.
So shall I share it, sir?
How, directly on this? No, book I have it here. Let me see. Which one? 12th you said. I got it right. Twelfth. Come on. 12th question. Twelfth question in H.C. Varma. Two insulating small spheres are rubbed against each other and placed 1 centimeter apart. So when they're rubbed against each other, what happens? Initially they were neutral, Sai Bharat. Huh? So electrons are transferred from one to the other, right? Huh? Sai Bharat, tell me. You're not speaking.
Yes, sir.
So if some electrons are removed, this is A, this is B. So if electrons are removed from B and went to A will get a negative charge, minus Q. B will get a plus charge, plus Q. Is it okay? So therefore they attract.
Yes, sir.
The attractive force is how much? 0.1.
0.1 Newton.
So how many electrons were transferred is a question. So 0.1 Newton equals 9 into 10 to the power 9 equals means I wrote into. So this into Q square by R square is how much? 10 to the power minus 2 whole square. So what will I get for Q square, Bharat? 0.1 into 10 to the power.
So 1 point.
0.1 only, that is, look.
So I took electrons. I took electron.
I'm not taking electron, I'm taking the charge on the spheres. I'm not taking electron yet. Electron is single charge. There are many electrons on that. We don't know. So all that charge we thought as Q, right? So Q square equals, what do I get? 0.1 into 10 to the power minus 4 by 9 into 10 to the power 9. So you'll get a value for Q. Now, you know very well, 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 electrons make 1 coulomb. So Q coulomb will be how many electrons? You follow?
That, sir. Answer is 1.8 into 10 to the power 11 coulombs.
Yeah. Which one? Q, na?
Yes, sir.
How much is that?
Oh, this Q is 0.3 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulomb.
Minus 7 coulombs. So you will do the calculation here. 1 coulomb is so many electrons, children. 6.25 10 to the power 18. Did I mention this previously? It comes how? 1 by I don't know. Electron charge is that 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulombs is 1 electron. So 1 coulomb is how many electrons? That is 1 by 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19, which is 6.25 10 to the power 18 electrons. I told you when I started the lesson. So you've got so many coulombs here. So 1 coulomb is so many electrons. So 0.3 into 10 to the power minus 7 coulombs is how many electrons? Do you understand? So simply this into this. How much is that? 75, 18. Isn't it?
1.8 into 10 to the power 11 electrons.
10 to the power 7 goes 11. All right.
Understood, sir.
So how can you take 1 electron is gone from A to B? Many electrons will go, right? So first you need to calculate charge. So that's what you mean by not having the concept. Bharat, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So don't ever say next time that I know the concept, I cannot do the problems. Of course, concept doesn't come only with reading, it comes with solving problems. But I told you it's a back and forth mechanism. We cannot start problems without learning the ideas first. Not that just learning the ideas will make you do problems. You should get into that, do problems, and then understand the idea once again. It's a back and forth mechanism which keeps happening between the concept and problem solving. They depend on each other. Okay. So now you're ready to do even more questions, children. You're ready to do more questions there. Whichever question you think you can try, just try it. After lesson is big, huge lesson. Actually, you'll know it when I do this. This electrostatics may become today ninth day it is. I might do even 20 more days the same thing. Okay.
Sir. Sir, I
Tell
am
me.
unable to get diagram for 23rd, sir.
23rd. Let me see. Just a minute. 23rd. Look, I'll show that. Who is this asking? Abhinav.
Yes, sir.
23rd question he's asking. All of you look into the book. Two identical pit balls are charged by rubbing against each other. They are suspended from a horizontal rod through two strings of length 20 centimeters each. The separation between the suspension points being 5. Look, this is a rod, Abhinav. So here and here I suspended with 2 strings, and the pit balls are charged by rubbing against each other. That means they've got attractive force. A rod length 20 centimeters. I'll put a little extra. Just a minute. There's a rod here. This is the rod. From the rod, 2 strings are suspended. Length of the 2 strings is 20 centimeters each. The separation between the suspension points being 5. This is 5 centimeters, let me say. Now, if the pit balls are rubbed against each other, one gets plus, the other gets minus. Do you agree? So they attract. Isn't it so? Tell me. So, like this they will be. This distance 5, this distance is how much? 3. One is plus, the other is minus. This is the figure, Do you follow?
Yes, sir.
Now what you do? Just put weight, tension, and attractive force.
By dividing components. No,
yeah, this is T, this is weight, this is attractive.
Tension, mg. Yes, sir.
F attractive. So components and make them 0, you get your answer. Okay.
We should think it is in equilibrium, no, sir?
Yeah, naturally. Otherwise, why there will be 3 centimeters here? They would touch, no?
Yes,
like
yes.
Try to understand.
Yes.
They are attracting, but tension develops and holds it back. You understand? Because of tension, they don't touch. A component in tension will be opposing that force, right? This attractive force. And a component of tension will be balancing the weight. Right? Abhinav.
Okay, sir. I got.
Okay. Can I close it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So continue to do the problems. That's good that he went to 23 minutes. I don't know whether he got the answers, but I leave it to your own honesty. I am ready to discuss any doubt. Only thing is I have to teach some more theory. All right. I'll close it, children, for today.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, children.